Hey everyone, just wanted to show you a quick tutorial today on using channels in order to either do a sky swap, or in this case I'm going to clean up my sky. A lot of people like to replace their boring blue sky here with something a little nicer. Maybe they've got some clouds in it, maybe you've got a sunset photo you want to use, something of this sort. Well, what happened with me is I was actually out in Colorado, and I really should have checked this ahead of time. I wasn't paying attention to my sensor dust, and if I just go ahead and throw a quick curves adjustment here, I'm going to show you that I have a little bit of sensor dust. Actually, I've got a ton of sensor dust going on. It was really unfortunate. It's been a pain to deal with in a lot of my photos, and this would take forever to clean up. Bothers me. It does become slightly noticeable, especially if I do larger prints. So I'm going to show you a quick and dirty way to go ahead and clean up the sensor dust on a plain sky. This same technique can be used if you want to go ahead and completely replace the sky, if it's just a basic blue sky. So what I'm going to do is delete my curves adjustment layer here. So we're back to the original. And over here, I'm going to click on channels. And as you click through the red channel, green channel, and the blue channel, you can see that different shades of gray, blacks and whites are taking place. Well, what I'm looking for is the contrast between the sky and everything else. And you'll notice on the red and green channel, the sky is pretty gray, whereas on the blue channel, the sky is nice and white. That's going to be important because what I want to do is create a mask out of this. The problem is the sky is not pure white right now, and I need to get it to be pure white to have a nice clean mask. And also you can see my background has some issues because there's a lot of grays and whites going on down here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate my blue channel. And I'm going to go up to Image, Adjustments, and then I'm going to go to Curves. I'm going to really pull down the shadows, incredibly exaggerating those. So now you can see I've got a pretty dark foreground, a really gray sky. Well, now I'm going to push up the highlights. Now I've got a nice white sky. I'm going to try to pull that a little more shadow into the foreground here. That's better. Press OK. Well, this is a problem if I'm going to be doing a mask, because you can see that I've got a lot of white down in here. So you're going to take a paintbrush, a hard paintbrush, and you're going to use black, and you're just going to go ahead and paint on this lower section here. Thankfully the trees were perfect, so I don't need to get too close to those. So now we've got a solid black copy here. Well, control click on this thumbnail and you've now got a selection. So I'm going to go to my layer. I'm actually going to duplicate my background layer. I like to do this to a separate layer. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to Alt or Option, click on the mask tool, and I've applied that mask. And I'm going to turn off my background layer here. Now you can see that it is a clean cut, and the trees still look real nice. Doesn't look like I tried to use the quick selection or something like that. And what I'm going to do, let me turn the background back on here real quick. I'm just going to sample the topmost blue and the tree line blue here. And so I'm going to click on my foreground color. And then I'm going to come down here and click right along the tree line and get that shade of blue. Alright, I'm going to turn background back off. I'm going to click on that background layer so I can add a new layer in between. And I'm going to take the gradient tool and I'm going to draw a gradient from the top right till about tree line. I'm not going straight here. I want this to come at an angle, just kind of like how the light was. And now you can see I've essentially got the same sky, but it is a solid gradient. Therefore, I'm not going to have any of that sensor dust that's going on over on the side. So hopefully this tutorial has helped you out on understanding how to make a selection using channels to perform either a sky swap or a sky cleanup. Thanks for watching.